Albers project. This is another trial and error. It does take time to make this work, so give yourself plenty of time, and you may have to walk away from it because by the time you stare at these little squares a lot, it may not look like you think it does. So again, just take your time with it. It might take a few times to sit down and try to figure it out, but I do have a step-by-step guide here in the slideshow to kind of follow. So you're going to download this file. It's going to have 6 different layers to work on. You have same color looks different and different color that looks the same. The same color looks different is where you're going to be spending the most time trying to figure out to get the first set up properly. All right. If I go to the actual file, these are already completed this. I just open up my layer, and I have a right large square, a left large square, and I have 2 small squares. Now the first set we're working with is going to be working on value, so tints and shades. They can be different colors, but this example shows you with one color of purple and a tint and a shade of it. Alright, so what we're doing is we're going to fill one large square with a dark color, one large square with a light color, and then choose a color for the center squares. Now what happens in here is this is what is going to occur. Same color looks different for value. I have a dark purple, I have a light purple, and I put in the same color value of the yellow. But it does appear different because of the surrounding colors. So that's the Albers theory in a sense, okay? Now how do you fill these objects, these rectangles? There's a few different ways to do it. How to fill a frame with color. You can double click a layer to access the color picker. Let's go and do that. So I click here, double click, here's my color picker, and I can work with my hue, saturation, brightness, my colors, my luminosities, etc. Okay, so you just kind of click in here and type in different values, and you'll get darks and lights to change your colors of your luminosities. Whoops, change the 90. But there's a lighter one of the purple. So luminosity will help you change colors here. I would start with a dark color and to modify. So you can double click again the actual layer thumbnail to access a color picker. The way I like doing it is I like to actually create my colors first as a foreground and background colors, then an option delete to fill the foreground, or command delete to fill the background color. So let's take a look at this. I'm going to go ahead and click on the right large square, and I have 2 values, my foreground and my background. To fill with foreground color, let me point to that for a second, this is my foreground color, I will option delete, and I'll command delete to fill with my background color. So that's a quick way to kind of go through these steps too, okay? So again, dark color, purple, a tint, change the luminosity, get a lighter color for the right side, and then choose 2 colors. I chose yellow, but again, these 2 colors look different because of the surroundings. So that would be step 1. Same color looks different. Alright, so here's an option. Now take a look at this, look at the right one as I click here. If I go to the next one, you can see that the colors do change. The first one is same colors appear different, look different, but on the second thing you're going to modify just this color in here to make it look similar to one in the left. So when you get the same color looks different, you're going to use the same colors. I'll go and turn this off for a second. Okay, using the same colors in the exact same places, dark, light, same colors of yellow, but then go to the right small square and modify it to make it appear to be the same. And this is where you need to kind of take a look. Again, changing the hue, the saturation, the brightness, probably not the luminosity, but one of these 3 you're going to work with to change the yellow. So these yellows are different. Different colors look same. That's going to be your second set. Okay, so that's for value. Turn that off. Complementary colors. You're going to work with complementary colors to kind of create the same effects. What are complementary colors? We've got 13. They're the ones across each other on the color wheel. So blue, orange, purple, yellow, green, red. All right. In this one, you need to make sure that the, whoops, wrong one, that your complementary colors have the same luminosity values. So the red and the green are going to be complementary. These need to have the same luminosities. Okay, so going through number 10. One large square is a hue, so I chose red. The small square here is going to be a complementary, which is green. And I want to make sure those luminosities are similar. So, again, filling your layers, using my left large as my red, my small left is green. These are the complementary colors. If I click on them, and click this here and change so I can get both in here in the foreground and background colors. If I click in here, my luminosity is 51. If I click on red, my luminosity, that means that Photoshop is acting up, my luminosity is 52. So these need to be similar luminosities before you move forward, okay? All right, so red is a color, green, small are the same. Again, same color, looks different. What goes in the right side in the large one? The second large square is going to be a brighter version of the hue of the small square. So you're going to take this green color, you're going to, it should tell you how to do this, a brighter version, okay? So you're going to use brightness and change it to, you're going to move it up or down. So your brightness is going to go increase in percentage, and that's how I'll get the lighter color. So again, same color looks different. Using those exact same colors, you're going to put them into the next one, but then modify this color in here to make it look the same. So these two greens are now different, but they appear to be the same. So if I click here for a second, you can see that the green square, this is the same, they look different, but you're going to modify the second file to make the greens look and appear the same, even though they are not. Okay, going to the next set. This is subtraction. And let's go to the, here we go, subtraction. Using same color looking different. You're going to be working with intermediate colors. So this example is using yellow-green and yellow-green for the big squares. Coming down here for a second. So I'm choosing yellow-green as my main color, as my little squares. Therefore, my larger square is going to be, one's going to be yellow and one's going to be green. So if you chose blue-violet, you would then choose a violet for a large square and blue for a large square. All right? So I chose simple green colors. Make sure I'm on the right one. Okay, a green. Here's my yellow-green. And then I made a yellow and a green square. So yellow-green goes in the middle, and then yellow is one large, and green is in one large. Again, following the intermediate colors here. The blue-violet, the red-orange, the yellow-orange will be your small squares, and then the colors on either side of them will be the large squares. Now here's the biggest thing you got to make sure you do is, where's it at now? Should tell you in here somewhere that, okay, I don't have it, I need to add it in here. But your subtraction, your luminosity needs to be similar too. Because what happens, you can tell in the example that I've got in here, this is a yellow-green, the small ones, this is green, this is yellow. And these two squares do look very, very different. However, what I had set up originally, they don't really have that appearance. So the luminosity is going to be the key in here. I'm going to choose the yellow and go in here and see my luminosity is 80. All right. Now I'm going to click on the green. Come on. Waiting again patiently. This is 80, right? That yellow 80 luminosity. Green luminosity is way off. So if I make that 80 to match, it's not a great looking green, but when I fill it, And make sure I fill the right colors. Left large, Option delete. The two yellow greens then take on a whole different new appearance. So let's go to the original of the yellows and greens that I chose. Not a much difference, but if I go to the correct luminosities, you can see a big difference between the appearance of the same color in a green versus a yellow. Okay, so coming back through here, that's what it's going to look like. This is made based on hue, so what you'll need to do on the same color, different color looks the same. Turn this off for a second. Turn that off and turn this on. I modified this color based on hue, changing the hue of it. Looked at this color, went in here, and modified my hue to make it then appear to be the same color. So the biggest thing is kind of following what we see is our names of our layers. Same color looks different. Different color looks same. So these are same yellows. These are different yellows, but they look more identical.